Here are 5 must know things about Hostinger that I wish somebody that told me before I started using their service, and trust me, this info you won't get anywhere else. The price you see on their website doesn't accurately represent how much you'll be paying if you continuously use a host engine. It's just an introductory price that and applies to your first term only. For example, if you buy the cheapest plan for 8 months, you will pay one time subscription fees around $95. However, after the fourth year, the period is over, you will pay $191 if you want to continue using the service because renewal fee is no longer $1.99, it's usually $3.99. How is it even legal and how can they get away with this? But the sad truth is that it's legal and almost every single web hosting company I know is using this logic. It's almost like an unspoken rule of web hosting at this point. One of the bright side, Hostinger price is increasing is not as bad as most other popular companies in this space. Hostinger is still on average at least 2 times cheaper than Bluehost and GoDaddy and the 4 times cheaper than SiteGround. It's also important to keep in mind that you will not actually be paying monthly, you must pay for the whole period upfront. So if you are buying for a year, you will paying for a 4 year upfront at checkout. But what is the never expected of you is that your website won't crash as soon as you get your first visitor. So that's why I've done a little research to see just how many users this cheap hosting plan can handle. The cheapest hosting plan comes with the 1 CPU core and 768 MB of RAM. The premium one is 1 CPU core and the 1024 megabytes of RAM, and the business plan comes with the 2 CPU core and the 1536 MB of RAM. I know these numbers probably means very little too low, so let me explain everyone. User to come to your website, he takes up to RAM. If your RAM run out, your RAM the website crash. In my experience, around 7 megabytes RAM are needed for one user. So in theory, if you have the cheapest plan, you can have the 110 user at the same time. The premium plan around the 125 user and the business plan the 220 users at the same time. User at the same time is not same thing as overall user become, because if only 100 people can visit your site at the same time, thousands of people can still access it throughout the month. So buy your plans according to and buy them with the longest possibility periods, because historically housing share prices have their only been going up. So if you buy a longer period time, you sort of lock and the better price. And for the personally, I like these services enough to put the faith in them to buy for a longer period of time. Honestly, if you are just creating a one website, then not much reason to buy the premium plan, because the resources you get almost the same as the cheapest plan. However, there is another thing you must think about: the first e-commerce store, blog portfolio, website, small website, resume, all of the have three needed. For example, e-commerce store often need additional plugins for custom functioning, which is going to up to take more CPU power. So I would host an e-commerce store on Hostinger? No, probably not, because there are better options available like Nexus. Check out the next video. Hostinger plans works best for a website you need to set up fast and easily, because the interface is incredibly easy to use compared to most of the other web hosting providers. You will have everything in one place, so you don't need to buy things from the different websites, and you can create a professional site within like 20 minutes. All the technical aspects are fully automated, so you will only need to worry about the text, image, and layers on your website. I actually tutorial on how to set a website using Hostinger right way that you can find the backlink here. So if you do decide to buy a plan with them, I highly recommend you to follow this guide. Remember, I talk about resources, well, there are a time when your website gets a spike of visitor you were not planning on. For e-commerce, that usually happens during the Christmas or Black Friday shopping, and Hostranger have really neat features to help you out there. Once a month or 24 hours, you can significantly boost your website performance. I am talking like 2 or 3 times here. So if you are going to for a job interview, or you know that the important client is going to be visiting your site that day, or you're bringing our traffic to your site by additional ads, take advantage of their boost completely free of charge. I'm going into boost mode, boys. I develop website for people, and I hate when they get random calls at a random times with the person being like. So I try changing some stuff around myself, so now everything is broken. Can fix it, please? That's why I always people you need to have two websites. One of for clients called live version, and other one is missing around testing features and updates called the test version. You'll be everything on the test version. If you works you merge into a live version, most of the time beginner user don't even think about this, and citizen user